What is Martin Mere? What is Martin Mere, and what do you do?
Okay. Do you want me to just go?
Yeah.
Okay. Martin Mere is one of 10 WWT sites, the Wildfowl and Wetlands Trust. We have 10 sites around the UK. We've got 6 in England, 1 in Scotland, 1 in Northern Ireland, and 1 in Wales. And it's a conservation organisation which specialises in wetlands. Am I looking at the camera or looking at you? I'm looking at the camera. Sorry, you'll have to cut that bit out. We're a wetland conservation organisation. So Martin Mere is a 700-acre wetland site. It's a really important site for wildlife and always has been since the Ice Age. It used to be the biggest lake in England, and the current mere, as we call it, is what's left of that huge, great big lake. Lots and lots of birds come here, especially in the winter. We get hooper swans and pink-footed geese, which come from Iceland. They've gone back to Iceland for the summer, and now we've got all the summer visitors. Lots of avocets have arrived. We've got some waders passing through on migration at the moment because it's Easter time. And then the other day I heard a cuckoo out on the reed bed, because cuckoos like reed beds, and we get willow warblers and sedge warblers and all those sorts of things coming through. And so we manage the habitats with the help of a herd of cows to benefit these birds. So it's about habitat management and controlling the water levels as well. That'll do for one block.
What WWT conservation projects has Martin Mere been involved with?
I'm wondering what to say about this bit.
I've included the Nays and the Bayer's Potchards.
Bayer's Potchards, yeah, yes. Okay.
So either of them.
Okay, well, WWT is involved all over the world and with lots and lots of conservation projects, including rescuing species from extinction. When Peter Scott began the organisation in the 1940s, one of the first things he did was bring back a pair of Hawaiian geese, or nenays, to the UK. The Hawaiian geese were very nearly extinct. There were only about 30 left in the entire world, so he brought a pair back to Britain which started to breed in captivity, and now we've been able to reintroduce this species to parts of the Hawaiian Islands. And we're still doing the same today. So for example, at Martin Mere we have some ducks called Bayer's Potchard. A potchard is there are several different species of potchard. They are different types of ducks. To make sure they're all 100% purebred Bayer's Potchards and haven't hybridized with other potchards, we've DNA tested every single bird in all our collections to find out that they are all 100% purebred. So now our Bayer's Potchards are part of a European-wide breeding project for this particular species. In the wild, they come from the Far East, in China, lots of remote areas, and they're very hard to find, so it's quite difficult to know exactly what the issues are that are causing their decline. But we're doing what we can to maintain the world population of this species just by keeping them in captivity. There was another thing you mentioned there that I didn't talk about. You said...
Oh, no, that's fine.
Is that all right?
Fine, yeah, perfect, yeah. What activities are there for different age groups at the centre?
One of Peter Scott's reasons for setting up this organisation the way he did was he wanted WWT to be accessible to people. So he wanted people to learn something while they were on our sites, but also to have fun, and it all has to be supported by sound science, and what we do is nature conservation, so the fun and the learning helps people to understand nature conservation. So it's Easter at the moment, so at the moment we've got our giant plastic duck hunt, duck trail. So what people do is they have to track down the giant plastic ducks on this trail and write down all their names. They'll find there's one for each letter of the alphabet, apart from one which is missing. That's all they have to do. So it's a really simple activity to get kids exploring the site. And we've linked some of these giant plastic ducks with actual species, including Bayer's Potchard, so they can find out a little bit more about the actual conservation work that we do, as well as hunting giant plastic ducks. We have pond dipping on at the moment. We have a craft room open. Of course, we've got the gift shop and the restaurant. We've got a really excellent gift shop and restaurant which people can visit while they're here. So it's a big visitor centre based around nature conservation, but we do lots of engaging activities to try and enable people to have fun while they're here and learn something at the same time.
What events do you have coming up for next month?
The next big event at Martin Mere is at half term, summer term, half term. It's the Whitsun holiday, May half term holiday, and that is our Fluffy Duckling Week. One of the things that we do is rearing birds in captivity, sometimes to make sure they don't become extinct in the wild. And so we're going to open up our duckling nursery, as we do every summer bank holiday, summer half term. We open up the duckling nursery so people can go in and actually see how it is, how we look after the ducks, how we hatch the eggs, how we rear them. So people will be able to come to a little workshop where they can see inside an egg with the help of a special torch. They'll be able to see tiny one-day-old ducklings in a little brooder. They'll be able to watch eggs hatching on a big screen, and they'll be able to visit the duckling nursery to see different species at different stages of development. And we'll have experts on hand. Obviously we've got people here who are world experts in these techniques, and they'll be there to explain what we do. So that's the next big event coming up. In the summer holidays, we've got a mini beast theme, a bug theme. We've got some giant animatronic bugs which are going to be here for the summer holidays, and then we've had lots of activities, probably 8 different activities that people can do, families can do, all based around giant bugs. Oh, we'll also have the Roundhouse Village open. We have a little Roundhouse Village which is open on Tuesdays and Wednesday afternoons during the summer holidays, so lots and lots to do.
Yeah, the last question. Tell us more about educational visits you hold at the centre.
Okay, we have a lot of school groups that come to Martinmere, lots and lots of school parties. We have about 10,000 school children a year come through the centre. An awful lot of them come between April and July in the summer term. Winter's a good time to come as well, though, because that's when we have the exciting huge flocks of geese and swans and ducks from the north. We've got about 20 different educational programmes, guided learning sessions as we call them, which schools do while they're here. Occasionally schools want to do a self-guided visit, but mostly they want our input into an hour of guided learning sessions, which can be based around topics around birds or plants or mammals. We look at themes like adaptation and food chains, ecosystems. We've got a session on the water cycle, lots and lots of different sessions, all of which fit in with the science curriculum, also geography, and the history visits as well for schools. We open up our Roundhouse Village so we can do Vikings or Saxons, or Celts and Romans, or early Celts. And so about 10,000 school children a year come here, and we're always looking for more. More children are always welcome. It's always nice when we get a new school.